Hey guys, welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome back. I am here with my swatching of the Guanghui 72 watercolor pencils. And I'm very excited to be swatching these out with you guys and bringing you guys a more in-depth review of these pencils. And so sorry about that glare, guys. About to get rid of it right at this second. But yes, guys, I already started swatching them out and placing them in this pencil case. So that's what I will be doing with you guys. I've already started, and if you noticed a previous video, in the kind of like the unboxing video, I already started kind of swatching a few of them out and testing them out. I started doing that with you guys, and I mentioned, you know, some of the good things that I liked about them and maybe a few things that I did not like about them. But before I get started talking about everything and zooming you in and all that good stuff, let's just say that these pencils are a triangular pencil, and they really wouldn't fit in any of my favorite sharpeners. The only sharpener they seem to work really well in is this Beauty K sharpener that I got from Sally Beauty Supply, that has the 4 different holes and the 2 blades, because I don't know, this triangle shape, very weird, and I mean, it wouldn't even work well in my favorite sharpener here. Let's see. Yeah, I probably could have, let's see. Well, now it works. I don't know what I was doing, guys. I don't know what I was doing wrong, or if I was doing anything wrong, but I don't know. So, oh boy, moving along. maybe I was just frustrated or something that day. I don't know. Let's try another one. Or maybe I just didn't like the way it felt. I don't like the way these triangle ones feel in here, but they are working. They're working. That's different. Maybe I was just super frustrated that day. Those 100, oh, that's a super sharp point. Those 150 ones were just, they were absolutely frustrating me. But yeah, they were, oh, I was super disappointed and disgusted. But I'm not going to bash them too much more, you know, until I do that in-depth review and swatching of those along with you. I'm not going to say much about them. I'm not going to say if I love them or hate them, because I'm going to have to really test them out and really extenuously play with them to see if they really are as horrible as I think they are. I mean, not horrible. You know what? Let's just not talk about those right now. This video is about the 72 set. All right. So, what I'm doing is I am creating one block of dry swatching. The next part is going to be wet when I activate them to see if they activate completely. And this little circle here is where I use heavy pressure to see if it dissolves fully with heavy pressure, and to see whether it dissolves fully with light pressure. Now, I'm going to zoom you guys in a second. But this black, the black didn't activate perfectly. And maybe it was because I needed to sharpen it, but it's a good idea to sharpen all of these pencils before you swatch them out, because for some reason I think they have a protective coating on them that causes them not to activate like they're supposed to unless you sharpen them. All right, so I really need to sharpen them before I start testing them. There's a few of them that I did not do that with, and they still activated really nicely. All right, so far, I am absolutely loving these pencils. They are activating beautifully. The colors are vibrant. They're bright. They're even nice dry, using them dry. They are very, very nice. Smooth when you have heavy pressure. They're smooth lay down. When you have light pressure, you don't have to press very hard to get nice color out. I'm very impressed with these, and I really don't want to say a price, how much they were on Amazon, because you know prices with Amazon, they fluctuate so much. But I'll just tell you, I paid $17.99 for them, and they usually run around $19.99. That's what I've been seeing them, you know, go back and forth with, $19.99, $21.99. But when I saw them at one point, I saw them at $17.99, and I didn't get them because I was like, I don't need those. I don't need them. And then they went up to $19.99, and I was like, oh man, I should have gotten them when they were $17.99, but I didn't. So when they went back to $17.99, I said, okay, it would not kill me to try them at $17.99. I know that's only a $2, $3, $4 difference, but from $19.99 and $21.99, but you know how the Dollar Diva is. I could have put those $3 on something else, which I did. So the only thing about them is they do create quite a bit of dust. Let's see. If you're doing light pressure, of course, they don't have, let's see. I'm going to do light pressure here. No dusting if you do light pressure, of course. But if you start to do any type of heavy pressure, they seem to give off, you know, quite a bit of dust. I'm going to sharpen this, and I am going to zoom you guys in. Okay, see, I wasn't crazy. Some of these pencils seem to be fatter than others. Some seem like they're thinner and some are fatter, because that one had a hard time going into my pencil sharpener. So I'm not crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, I know these aren't going in my pencil sharpener right. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. So I am going to go ahead and just swatch these last three before I activate. See, that one's, oh, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. It's so hard to turn it, you know, in the pencil sharpener. But when you have a sharp lead like that, ooh, you will break that lead like crazy. So it's causing me not to use super, super heavy pressure. But I am totally, absolutely impressed with these. And why didn't I sharpen that one? I'll sharpen it on this one. On this go through. I am so impressed with these pencils. I knew I would be because I absolutely love my original MU Hero Guanghui oil pencils. I absolutely love those, so I knew I was going to love these. But that 150 set, I think that might be another story. We'll see. I really have high hopes, and I really want to love those other ones. But okay, stop talking about the other ones. This is not the video for that. I just keep going back to them. I'm going to do a video comparing the two, like, so that I can like give you comparisons, because they are totally two different pencils, definitely. All right, so let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Now you can see that black a little bit better. You can see where it did not activate very well, but I will, you know what? Let me test that out right now. Let's see, did I sharpen this black? It looks like I sharpened it. Let me try it again. All right, it's completely sharpened. Now let's do a heavy pressure. And that's not even heavy pressure because I don't want to break the lead. That's like medium pressure, but with layers. And then let's see if it will completely dissolve that swatch there. That swatch, okay. All right, so we have our water brush and our napkin. Now let's see what happens. Oh, wait. You really can't tell. Well, the light layer did dissolve very well. You really can't tell until it dries completely. But that's what it looked like. That's what it kind of looks like happened. I didn't sharpen it. That's kind of looking like what happened. Well, we'll see when it dries, because I still see lines. I still see that line of where I had that heavy pressure, but that's not a huge deal. Not a huge deal breaker, because you're really not supposed to use super heavy pressure anyways. But of course, you know me. I'm super heavy pressure girl. All right, so we're going to start here at 851. Oh, no, not 851. Yes, 851. And we're going to activate. Oh, it activates like butter. Oh my goodness, absolutely love it. I mean, these activate pretty. I showed you on the last 150 video how the Faber-Castell Albert Jur watercolor pencils activate like with no problem. These actually activate just as smoothly as those. I'll probably show you that in this video too. I'll pull out some more top of the line watercolor pencils and kind of do like a little comparison for you, because these are behaving amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know a good watercolor pencil when it doesn't take much to activate it. I've had the cheaper watercolor pencils that you pretty much have to just scrub them into the paper. And that's what happened with a few of those. Here I go again talking about that 150 set. I had to scrub like a lot with that 150 set with quite a few of those pencils. I had to scrub them to activate them, and that's not watercolor. That's not a good watercolor pencil if you have to scrub to get them to dissolve. I'm barely putting water to this. Tiny bit of water. And I'll zoom you in even more on the next page that I swatch with you guys. I'm barely putting water to these, and they're just activating like a dream. And I love watching swatching videos. That's why I don't mind making them, because I love watching swatching videos. Especially if I plan on purchasing that pencil, I will search for swatching and review videos. Of course you're going to search for the review videos, but I would search for the swatching videos also, so that I can see how they look swatched out. And I love to hear people talk about, how it feels while they're swatching them, and how it looks. So, excuse me. Caught a tickle in my throat. So I don't find swatching videos boring at all. I actually enjoy them so much. And plus, swatching for me it's actually like enjoyable. I enjoy swatching my pencils. Am I zoomed in enough for you guys? Let me zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. Now all I have to do is just make sure you're in frame. All right, so let's see. Now I better sharpen it. And that's another thing. I never understood why people were sharpening their pencils before they use them. I was like, oh my goodness, that's such a waste of pencil. You can go ahead and use that until you dull it all the way down. But then I understood, finally, when someone mentioned that the companies, they put this protective coating on new pencils when they ship them. And they don't perform the best until you sharpen them, because they have that wax like coating on them. So I got that especially with these watercolor pencils. I understand, because a lot of them weren't activating because I hadn't sharpened them. So, yes, guys. Absolutely, completely impressed with these. I'm loving them. Loving them. I mean, you can use these dry, you can use them wet, all around great pencil. But of course, I have other pencils that I can use dry, you know, your basic Prismacolors and Polychromos and different ones. So more than likely, I will not be using these dry too often or ever. You know what? All that sharpening, I don't think I don't think I'm going to just waste my time on going all that route. Or maybe I'll just use my quick favorite sharpener. Because using that little handheld is getting to me, guys. It's getting to me. Alright, so let me go ahead and I can fit two more in the frame, and then I'll activate those. Alright, let me sharpen it. Give it, oh my goodness. Look, I'm trying to sharpen it, and look, it's I tried to turn the barrel. Oh my goodness, that broke the lead. Oh. Okay, let's stick with the little handheld one. Look, I don't want to Look. Oh goodness. That's ridiculous, Niecy. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's go back to the handheld sharpener. So retraction. This little handheld sharpener is probably going to be the best for these. Now that sharpener, my favorite sharpener, it doesn't do any of my pencils. Has never done a pencil like that. But this triangular pencil, I guess is a no-no. 821. I just hate that the color names are not on these pencils. I just wish they had names instead of just numbers. That would have made these the perfect pencil. I mean, absolutely perfect. All right. Now let's activate these pencils with you guys. All right, here we go. Let's start from the bottom. Okay, I should have sharpened them because that's looking like it's having a hard time activating a little bit. Okay, I'm going to sharpen from now on. Don't let me talk myself out of it, guys. Because that definitely makes a difference. And I'm going to flip back to that other page once I zoom back out. The tones, the color range, I think I said in the last video of the unboxing, I said that the color range was kind of limited. Didn't seem like it had a really good color range. But now that I am putting the colors on paper, swatching it out, so far the color range is like really nice. there's a great variation of color. You know, I'm used to, with budget pencils, usually the sets have colors in the sets that are so similar. I'm not used to the colors being, you know, varying drastically and, you know, giving you pretty much a wide variety of different colors. These, I don't see any colors that look the same for the most part. You look at this 845 and this 821. Now dry, they do look very similar. But once they're activated with the water, look how different they look. That is awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's move on to our next few. And I am sharpening. You know what, I'm just going to sharpen them very quickly. But if you guys have these pencils, if you own this particular set, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about them? Do you love them as much as I'm loving them? I'm absolutely loving these pencils, guys. All right, is that 862? Yes. And I was very surprised. I'm going to flip over after I'm done with this page. But I was very pleasantly surprised at the muted tones that this set had. I know a lot of people are, you know, raving over the Derwent Graphitint pencils because of its muted tones. And I went through, because I was trying to color some stones. I saw this awesome, just beautiful stonework coloring by V at Coloring with V. And she did some beautiful stonework. So she used the Graphitint pencils. And she mentioned, you know, if you don't have the Graphitint, then look in your regular watercolor pencil set to see if you can find some muted tones that's close to these. So I went looking in my watercolor pencil collection, and I couldn't find any muted tones in my collection very readily. The only set that I had nice muted tones that would make, you know, that would kind of compare to the Graphitint colors were in my 36 set of the Marco Renoir watercolor pencils. That was the closest I found to the colors in the Graphitint set. So they were pretty muted and pretty. And I have the, let's see, of course I mentioned the Marco Renoir watercolor pencils 36 set. I have a 12 set of the Crayola watercolor pencils. I have a 6-piece set of the watercolor pencils that you get from Dollar Tree. My bigger sets, I have a 36 set of the ink tints, Derwent ink tints. I have a 20 set of the Caran d'Ache Aquarelle Museum watercolor pencils. And what else? I have the 36 set of the Prismacolor watercolor pencils. I have a 12 set of the Faber-Castell Albert Dürer watercolor pencils. And let's see, what other watercolor pencils do I have? Well, anyways, out of all of those sets, I have some more that I can't think of right now. Oh, I have the Reeves 24 set watercolor pencils. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I have another nice amount set, but I just can't think of which one it is. But anyway, out of all those sets, no muted tones. Everything was just super, super, super bright colors. I don't think there were even a lot of skin tones that I could use. Man, this set here, I don't know if it's because it's 72 pencils. Maybe that's it, because I don't have a really, really big set of watercolor pencils. But this one has some skin tones that would just be amazing to try to do in watercolor. All right, so I think that's enough. 8:45. Let me move you up a little bit. There we go. So I plan on doing like a watercolor pencil comparison, like getting all of my watercolor pencils out and doing like a comparison video for you guys. I plan on doing that like super, super soon. Because you guys know I absolutely love comparing my pencils, especially comparing the more artist quality pencils and the budget friendly pencils. I love comparing them to see how close you can get in their quality and colors to the budget friendly pencils. Of course, we know you're not going to get Prismacolor or Faber-Castell Polychromos quality in any budget pencil, but you can get pretty close to finding an alternative. Like, I'm like all up and down all day. The Speer Farben oil pencils, hey, I will compare them to my Polychromos all day. Like, I know they're not like tick for tack right up beside one another, but they are an amazing alternative. If you can't get your hands on the real deal, they would be a great alternative. And I love finding that in my pencil sets. That's like the reason I started my channel, because I wanted to be able to see if I can get something comparable without having to break the bank. If I can get something comparable to some of my favorite pencil brands. All right, so what are you thinking so far of them, guys? What do you think? How do you like? Do you like? Do you like? Oh. Okay, let me do a few sharpenings here before I get started with the next few. $8.43. $8.43. All right, so we have $8.19. Oh, they just feel so smooth. Coloring, the color lay down, super smooth. I absolutely love it. I'm raving. I haven't raved about a budget pencil in a long time. $8.07, because the past few budget-friendly pencils that I've purchased, they haven't impressed me. They haven't. They really haven't. I've been kind of disappointed. Like, I was kind of disappointed in my Fila pencil purchase. I want to use them a lot more because I hate to just say I don't like a pencil until I've really, really tried them. Just put them through the test, because I love or like pretty much all of my pencils. I haven't met too many pencils that I didn't like. Color pencils. I haven't. I'm a color pencil girl. But I guess when you're expecting something and you try it and what you were expecting kind of doesn't happen or doesn't, come through, you get a little disappointed, like, I was expecting a little more than this. But I mean, they're a nice pencil. The Fila pencils, they're nice pencils. But I just need to use them more. Try them out again. Give them another chance. And see if we can get a love relationship going. Get a little love. Give them a little love. Get some of this dust off the paper. Man, these are some dusty little pencils. But that's okay. I can live with the dust if you're making me happy. You can be dusty. And you might wonder, like, why aren't you using like watercolor paper to test these out? Well, like I said before, I like using this swatch book, this paper in this swatch book, because it kind of reminds me. Now these blues, they aren't activating very well. So I guess it's kind of like, it depends on the color, whether it activates like really well. It's activating okay, but not great. I have heard that in some of the other watercolor sets, they're like, this particular color family does not activate well. And the blues, they seem to have a little bit of the blues, but they're still doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. They're doing a great job, but just not as good as some of the others. But anyway, as I was saying, the reason why I use this paper, now I will be using a heavier paper to transfer these over, because I have the swatch book with that really nice cold press type paper. Oh, that's it. And I plan on putting these in that book also. But This type of paper, is kind of like the type of paper that you would use in like your Create Space books. And I'm like, you know, or your less expensive coloring book. And I'm like, if it works well on this type of paper, it will work well on nicer paper. So if it's doing good with this paper, then I can just imagine how these pencils will work in a Johanna Basford book or a Maria Trollet book. It will work wonders. Okay, so I'm just sharpening up a few of these pencils here very quickly. All right. Now let's go ahead with the 856. And that's one thing, when you have a sharp lead and you're heavy-handed, like me, that sharp lead makes you try to be lighter-handed, because you don't want to snap that lead. So I don't know, maybe that's why people like to keep sharp leads. Is that why, if you like to keep sharp leads, is that why you like sharp leads? Of course, we know it helps you get in those tiny little spaces. But are you a sharp lead type person? And is that why you like sharp leads, so you won't have that super heavy pressure? And they dry very quickly. I love it. I mean, that's pretty much already almost dry. .844, I already tried that one. I already swatched that one out. 868, I'm just making sure I have the right pencil. I may wait to do a comparison to other pencils. I may wait to do that in a separate video. I don't want to overload you guys with boredom of swatching and so forth. But I love seeing color being laid down on a page. And I love laying color down. Maybe it's because with swatching, you're not thinking. You're not thinking about blending and shading and layering a whole lot. You're like just putting color on page just to see how that color is going to look on paper. These pencils aren't scratchy. They're very smooth. Now this triangle barrel, not my favorite pencil shape, to be honest. I'm not a fan of the triangular barrels. They're not very comfortable to me. That's just me, guys. Not saying that this is going to be uncomfortable for you. Just not super comfortable for me. Okay, so 806 will be my last one in this frame before I activate them. I like swatching like all of them and activating them, like all of the different colors, because I was gonna like stop with the blues and just activate the rest of them or swatch the rest of them out like off camera. But I was like, no, I want you guys to see how each color family swatches out, see my reaction to different ones, because the 805, I tried that one out like right out of the pack just to try it out, and it didn't feel good, it didn't color well, and it didn't activate well. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna hate these pencils, they're gonna be no good. But come to find out, the problem was I did not sharpen it. That was the problem. It did not activate well because I didn't sharpen it before I swatched it out and tried to activate it. So that was my lesson learned. And once I sharpened it and then tried it, oh my goodness, I was like, these pencils are life. They are amazing. Oh, this powder blue 868 is so pretty. Such a light, pretty blue. I feel like giving them names myself. Like, I shall call you Cloud Blue, like in the Prismacolor set. That shall be your name. And I will love you and pet you for the rest of your life, Cloud Blue. And you, 856, shall be called Light Sky Blue. And you, 808, shall be called Sky Blue. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think of those so far? I think they are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm going to sharpen up a few here. But we're almost done, guys. We only have a few more left. Just a few. All right, last one to sharpen. Now let's move down to 818. Uh-oh. I had better put me a little piece of paper. I hope that helps because they aren't quite dry yet. Under my hand, I felt the color coming off on my hand. That's 818. And we have 854. These greens are very pretty. Nice range of greens. Nice range of blues. I'll show you all of that at the end. The nice little color range. Once I'm able to zoom out. Oh, that needs to be a little heavier over there. But I'm so excited to bring these pencils to you. Here we go talking about the other set. I may not be as excited to bring you the other set. I can't wait to explain to you about the other set. And I can't wait to actually try the other set to see if I'm wrong. But I'll give you a little hint. I think the other set are exactly like my original oil pencils, the Hero oil pencils. The only difference is the watercolor pencils have the names on the barrel, and I think that might be the only difference. Now I love my original pencils. But if you're gonna market watercolor, let it actually please be watercolor. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, so I only have 2 more pencils left. I could just go ahead and swatch those and then just move my paper. Ooh, that's a pretty olive green. Oh, can you believe I'm actually holding my barrel back a little bit further? Well, I guess I can be sloppy with just doing circles and line swatches. But when I hold my pencil barrel back far, trying to color in a coloring book, ooh, you talk about looking a hot mess. Looks like a 2-year-old colored that picture. It's just because I just don't feel like I have enough control when I hold the barrel back far. All right, guys, that is all of the pencils. Now let's activate these puppies. First, let's get all this dust off the paper. That's a pretty green. It's like a pretty, what color green would I call this? Not a grass green, like an emerald green, sort of. This is definitely a olive green or an earth green. Or a yellow green. Well, no, it can't really be called a yellow green because, like, you see how dry? It looks totally different than the wet. So I would definitely call that an olive. This I would say is like a forest green maybe. Now this one I would say would be like a grass green. Or no, maybe a regular green. I don't know. Okay. Now let's see. I'm trying to think of what kind of greens, what kind of colors I would think I would say each one is. Now this one definitely would be like your yellow green, I guess, maybe. This one I would say is like a lime. Oh, I'm just in love with these pencils, guys. In love. They're definitely worth every penny, and maybe, no, I'm not going to say a little more, because, you know, the Dollar Diva doesn't want to pay anything more than, but I honestly think that these can actually be more expensive than they are, because they're a very good quality pencil. Great quality. Better quality than a lot of the budget pencils that I have run across. Okay. We can zoom out now. And we can examine our colors. So, to wrap this up, you see nice nice array of greens, beautiful array of kind of like those bluish turquoisey greens, like sea foam greens, and like a, you know, I wouldn't say a jade, but beautiful turquoisey colors, beautiful array of blues. Look at all those blues you have. Look at this nice array of pinks and purples. I should have put those two purples down there. But beautiful array of purples and pinks. And let's go to this page. Nice amount of yellows and oranges and reds and some more pinks. They should have been on the other page also, probably with those two. But look at these flesh tone colors. They have about 4 nice flesh tone colors, which is a nice amount. Some beautiful brick red type colors and ochres. And these are the muted tones here that I was talking about. That's kind of like your grays. It doesn't have a whole bunch of grays. Maybe like 3 grays, like 2 cold grays and 1 warm gray. But it has this jade. Now this one I would say is like a green gray, or kind of like a jade color. And it has a nice little grape color here. So these are the little muted tones that I really couldn't find, especially this color here. I really couldn't find that in the other sets, but I probably can do some nice stone work. This $8.59, I had a hard time finding that color in my other budget-friendly sets. As a matter of fact, we can look and see, like right now. Let me find some of my other, oh, there's the Moppet. I had the Moppet color pencil set. I only had the 24, so what would you expect in 24 pencils? So I had no good color set in those. Here's the water soluble wax pastels of the Reeves. Okay, I have also the Faber-Castell Gold Fiber Aquarelle, but I only have 12 of those. Here are the Marco Renoir watercolor pencils, the 36. And that's the other page right there. Those are some, see, those are the muted tones that I had in that set. But if you can see, yeah, those are some nice muted tones. They have the same amount of nice little muted tones and even more colors. And these are the Reeves Watercolor 24. Not a whole lot of color selection from those. My Neo 2s. Here are the 20 Aquarelle Museum colors. Not a whole lot of tones to choose from there. So yeah. So you see, I'm happy to get this set. Very nice color range. Alright guys, so that's it. That's all of the color swatching I'm going to subject you to today. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy adult coloring, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. Please don't forget to hit that little notification bell so that you can be notified when I have new videos to come out. So again, thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys, and there will be more videos featuring this set of pencils. I will test them out in more coloring books so that you guys can really make an very informed decisions whether you want to purchase these pencils or not, okay? But so far, I give these pencils definitely 2 big old thumbs up. If I had a third thumb, I would use those too. So maybe I can use my toe or something, my big toe. But guys, again, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, happy coloring. Bye.